Hello and welcome to Magical Travel Adventure. I am Lauren, your host, and today we are going to be talking about the All-Star Resorts at Walt Disney World. If you are new here, hello, I am Lauren. I'm a travel advisor and I specialize in Disney destinations, Universal Studios, and cruising. I help you have personalized vacations that are meant for your family and your family only. Each one is unique and based on what your specific needs are. My information is below if you'd like to book a trip with me. And let's talk about the All-Star Resorts. Now, I have been doing all the resorts. I think I'm almost done at this point. So most of the resorts at Walt Disney World are all set up. You can see other videos if you are interested. The All-Stars, I decided to do a little differently because I tried doing a video on one of them and it was like 3 minutes. And I was like, well, that's not really long enough to do a video. And it's nothing against the All-Stars. That's not anything that they're doing wrong or anything like that. It's just that there isn't as much as some of the other resorts to talk about. Like if I talk about Pep Century, like I can talk about the Skyliner and some other things. But with the All-Stars, I kind of lumped them all together because there's just something about them that's very similar that you're getting pretty much the same thing no matter where you stay, with a little exception. So we have the All-Star Resorts. There are 3 of them and they're all together. So we have All-Star Movies, All-Star Music, and then All-Star Sports. So 3 different options. All-Star Movies and All-Star Music are pretty much identical except with like a different name for like the check-in, the eating area and that's it, the eating area. All-Star Sports, the rooms are a little different, but again, pretty similar. So if we look at the resorts, we have All-Star Sports, All-Star Music, and All-Star Movies. So they're all in this row here. Now, oftentimes what happens is each one has its own like main pool and it's kind of centrally located. And then there's like considered a quiet pool in another location. So 2 pools at each place. Now there are parking lots kind of separating, them out. And there is a main hall in each of them, which is where you would do your check-in, where the buses are going to be, where your food is going to be, where the gift shop is going to be, all that stuff. So no rooms are in that main building area. You're all going to have to be outside coming inside. Now, they technically all have their own different bus systems, but they do sometimes share buses. And that's like the biggest complaint I get about the All-Star Resorts is they sometimes all share one bus. So not in the morning and not necessarily at the end of the night, but in that time, let's say like 11 to 7 p.m., you most likely are sharing the bus. So any other time that's not like the end of the day. And what will happen is it will start at All-Star Sports, come down to music, and then go to movies. And then the bus will go to whatever park it is. Now, that's helpful sometimes, but if you're staying at All-Star Movies, sometimes it's hard because you're always the last people to get on the bus. You're not getting a seat, or even worse, the bus is just passing you by because it's already filled. It's just something to think about if you're staying here, or something to be aware of if you're going to stay here, because it does make a difference when you're traveling and you're sharing those buses. I talk about shared buses a lot. Deluxe resorts have shared buses. So it's just important to understand that so you know what's going to happen for you in the future. Now, with all these resorts, they're all value resorts. There are standard and preferred rooms. There's one quick service option. There's also a little something by the pool, the main pool area. They all have their pools, and the only transportation is bus. With all Disney resorts, there is a bell services on front desk staff at each resort. You have a complimentary transportation to the Disney parks and Disney Springs. There's a quick service dining at each location. There's multiple pools. There is an arcade. There is a gift shop, and there's different activities that take place. So something doing a tie-dye shirt might be something, but there's different activities going on that are free also. Sometimes there's games at the pool, things like that. Depending on the time of year in which where you're staying, it's going to change, but there's like little reminders throughout the resort telling you what's going on. So this top room up here is All Star Sports. So this room was updated, I'm going to say, during the pandemic. But it wasn't changed like it is for All Star Movies and All Star Music. So All Star Movies and Music are very similar. They have the same rooms that you'll find at Pop Century, where you have one bed and then you have this Murphy bed that pulls down. If the Murphy bed is up, it turns into a table and you have two chairs that can sit here. This is the bathroom for All Star Music Movies and Music. The bathroom in here is very similar. It's just not so colorful. At All Star Music, there are also family suites. This is probably the thing that people don't realize, that All Star Music has this suite. This will sleep 6. These rooms often come in less than Art of Animation. They sometimes even come in less. Not, or there may be like just a little more than sometimes those fifth rooms at Caribbean Beach and at Riverside. So be aware that this is an option. So when you come in, this is the main room area. You have a couch, you have a table. These both pull down to be queen size beds. There is a bathroom back here that is the same as it is in All Star Music, all the other ones. Then this is the parents' room, or the adult room, as I call it. There is a door that you can close off and you can stay here, and then you have your own bathroom also. There is a much larger kitchenette area with a full freezer and refrigerator and a microwave and a coffee area and a little water area here. There is no stove or hot plate in here. So sometimes I'm like, okay, well, that's the thing that it's really missing. But other than that, this is an awesome option. And this is only at All Star Music. Now, for dining at All Star, this is for All Star Music, All Star Movies, All Star Music, All Star Sports. They all are quick service locations. They all are very similar. They just name things differently based on the theming at those resorts. They all also have their own shopping area. So what they're going to have in there is special All-Star merchandise. It's not specific to each All-Star resort, but to the All-Stars in general. Pools, again, they are themed. There's no water slide. These are just basic pools with splash pad areas also. And those are your options there. Transportation, there is bus transportation, and I wanted to have you see this. It's not covered. So same thing at Pop Century and Art of Animation. It's not a covered area. So you're waiting in the bus. If it's hot and sunny, you're waiting outside in the hot and the sun. If it's raining, you're waiting outside in the rain for the bus. So this is going to be in front of that main lobby area, and that's where you're going to wait for the buses. Now, some of the pros and cons of these resorts. They are a great value. This is like we call the entry level cost for getting into Disney World. So this is a great value for what you're getting. The family suites at All Star Music are the best for the pricing, hands down. The standard rooms really are not that far away from the main building. A preferred room, if you really want that preferred area, just know that it's going to be louder because you're going to be closer to that main pool area. A lot of clients stay here the night before they go on a cruise. They still want that like Disney day or that Disney feeling. So they're like, okay, well, I'm going to stay at the All Stars one night and then go on my cruise. So this is a great place to stay if you're going on a cruise or you're just staying for like a few nights, or even just that add-on. Like I recently had a bunch of clients that if they just adjusted their check-in date, they got a really great discount so that they could stay at a moderate instead of a value resort. And with that, if they still wanted to come in the day that they were planning, they just got a room at the All Stars and they were like, okay, well, we'll stay one day at the All Stars and then we'll transfer over for the rest of the vacation to our other hotel. And that's another great reason to use the All Stars. The cons are the rooms can be tight, the walls are thin, and there's only one food court. Another thing to know is if Disney's going to have groups come, they don't have them as much, but obviously every hotel or has them or every place has them. If kids are coming for like cheer competitions or football competitions or anything like that, they're often staying here. So just be aware of that. Sometimes we know ahead of time about that, but just so you're aware. So great reasons to stay here. If you're mostly going to be in the parks, this is the place to stay. Why are you going to spend all that money for something you're not even going to enjoy? The theming. We actually love the theming at All Star Sports. We stay in that baseball section. I like to stay in that baseball section sometimes. It's really hard now with the Skyliner. Before the Skyliner, like I was like, why would anyone ever stay at Pop Century? Like that just seems so weird to me. I was like, you could just stay at the All Stars for a better price. But now with the Skyliner, if we're going to stay in a value resort, I often stay at Pop Century because of the Skyliner. That makes a big difference to me. But for some people, it doesn't. But if you love that theming, stay there. Why not? Families in five and sixes, staying at All Star Music, that's the way to go. It's a great option for you. And this is great for people who are budget minded. Some people want to spend their money on their resorts. Other people want to spend it on different things. Other people are just trying to get to Disney and they don't care where they're staying. They just want to be there. This is an awesome option for you. It doesn't mean that, oh, I'm missing out because I'm not staying at some, really nice resort. Who cares? You get to go to Disney World. I would go right now and stay at All Star Sports if you told me I could go for a week. What clients say is that they love those large icons. They love it. And they love the value for the price. They sometimes can go for more days or get the park hopper ticket or, go to a Christmas party or a Halloween party. They can add that on because they're saving money on the resort. And this is really a great place to stay so that they can go in the parks all day. They don't feel bad like I'm paying all this money to have some place to stay, but I'm in the parks all day. So that kind of makes it feel better. My families of 5 or larger love staying here, and people love staying here before a cruise. They just like the icons there. Like it just has a different atmosphere, maybe sometimes for some people if they're not staying the whole time there too. So all right, so that is the All-Star Resorts. Please let me know what questions you have in the comments so I can help answer them. And let me know if you would stay at the All-Stars Resorts and which one would you stay at? Movies, music, or sports? I am such a sports person. I love that resort. So, all right, I will see you next time on Magical Travel Adventure. Bye.